Hello everybody, welcome to Ikemi Gaming as we look at a new DLC for us, High Voltage. What's hilarious is just a day or two ago, I did this whole thing, did the whole first video, posted it, and found out somehow my editing software cut it down to like a minute and a half and showed basically nothing. Even though I was excited a couple days ago to do this, I'm now excited for the second time to do the same thing over again. Hopefully this time it'll work better. Let's see, what do we have to do? Task number 1. We need to transport 80 wagons with a single train line between Zurich, Rüti, and Zug. Number 2, we need to have an electric rail line between Zurich and Winterthur. And then number 3, we need to have 60,000 citizens in Zurich. So let's just zoom in on Zurich for a second. A lot of these DLCs will change things. Let's see what's the same and what's different. So far this is all the same. Okay, vegetables, they've moved it up, and milk too. So that's a little bit different, not too crazy. Beer, they've moved down, so you need to have 35 before that's even needed. Pears is new. They must replace fruit with pears. Mountain cheese is new. Herbs are new. These three are the same. They were there before. What do we got here? Cheese fondue is new. Liquor is the same. Salt. Dried meat is new. Let's see. Pocket knives are new. Gravel is new. Tin foil is new. Watches. Herbal candies is new. And then all this stuff was there before in the vanilla version. So let's see. Let's take a look at things. We have Winterthur with a nice fat connection bonus. We're definitely going to want to click into that and do that. What else do we have? Okay, here's Rüti right here. Then we got our pears with a nice big connection bonus, so that's good. Then Zug over here. Let's put our overlay on. I know it's a little less pretty, but you can see the mountains a bit better. Okay, so Winterthur to Zurich has major mountain range right there. So we're going to have to go around that or pay through the nose to go through it. We'll deal with that in a second. So we have our wheat for Zurich's beer. Rüti here has its meat or cattle, I guess, for their meat. We've got our milk close by, our sugar close by. We've got our wood not too far away. We've got our pears right here. As I said, vegetables. Then if we need cloth or anything, we've got our wool right there. Salt's even close by, which is nice. And then a secondary sugar. And then herbs. Okay, well, that's pretty decent. So let's, the first thing we're going to want to do is go in, because we need to do an electric train line. Let's look at the best electric train we can find. Let's take it, because if we don't, we won't have an electric train to actually do the train lines. We're going to go ahead and probably lay down our line from Winterthur to Zurich, our electric line, and we'll see how it goes. So I looked at a couple different ways of doing this line from Winterthur to Zurich. I thought about going around the mountain to avoid the obvious tunnel, but you know what, it was actually more expensive than doing it this way, which is crazy. I don't understand how it could be. So if we go with this for a normal line, we're looking at 420,000, and then if we electrify, which we have to, we add in, now it's up to 443, and it's less of incline. If we were going this way around, it's all good till you get to about here, but from here to here it's all bridge, and it's like 8, 9, 10%. So I think going straight through the mountains is probably our best bet, I think, is what we're going to have to do here. So we'll go ahead and notice I click this. So I'll build that. I believe, yeah, see, now it's all electrified all the way from Winterthur over to Zurich. So now we can go ahead and put our train line in, and okay, there's our electric train. Perfect. At the way it is generically with the express, we'll put a line down, confirm.
Train line. What a profound moment. But this is just the beginning. There's still lots of work to be done.
So with that took care of our second thing we had to do. So we doubled up our line because Zurich has a decent population, so does Winterthur. So they're going to make a decent amount of money. We'll put 2 trains on, only express, because Winterthur is making nothing at the moment. Zurich's making beer, but that's not a big to do. I think we'll leave it be for now with all our wagons on and start there. So then we can go ahead and I think we'll do our Zurich, Rüti, Zug line next. Now I have our line laid out from Zurich to Rüti, the Zug, and I think we'll leave it on automatic, and that way it can bring these items back and forth. So we'll leave it there. We'll put 3 trains on it. I added in a line from Zurich down to Zug, and so we're going to go ahead and adjust this train here, and let's add Zug in, going back to Zurich. We'll leave it on everything express for the moment, and as you can see, I'm out of money, so not a great start. Let's go ahead and take this lower bond, then we'll take the higher bond. And so now we've got a bit of money to play with. So this will take care of itself. This we already did. So now we need our 60,000 citizens in Zurich. Let's go ahead and see what does Zurich need. They need wood. They will get meat coming from Rüti, and they need vegetables. And then eventually they'll get beer. They'll start making it, which they already do. And then we need pears. So definitely wood, vegetables, then pears will be our next set of things here. I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. I'm not sure how good this is going to work because it's a little outside of my comfort zone, but we'll see. We're going to bring in our wood, piggyback our express line to Zurich. Then we're going to come back a little more wood and bring it and piggyback on another express line to go to Rüti and just see how that works. And now we have our second line going in from our vegetable, piggybacking on the express line to Zurich, bringing it in full and adding our wagon for vegetables to get 25% extra. So the next thing we're going to do is come down and do our pears. Okay, when we now have our pear line coming in and then piggybacking the last little bit of the way on the express line, we have our car for meats and vegetables and fruits also. So one thing we could do is jump in and go ahead and put an immigration office. That will help us grow our immigration. So we're left with just under 280. Winterthur right now is at 21,000. It has a production available. We could put a weaving mill in, which will help grow Zurich eventually. We need 387. That probably will have to be just patient, wait for our money, and probably do that next, I think. Or we can take a chance and see if Winterthur will put one in anyway. So we decided we're going to take a risk on Winterthur and just see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and bring in sugar into Winterthur, and we'll quickly lay that down. There's only one line, so that's no big deal. So then if we look at what else do they need? So they're getting grain, they need wood, they need meat. Somehow they're getting vegetables. So they're going to get sugar now, they need wood. Instead of taking our wood over the Rüti, we're going to bring it up to Winterthur after. So we'll deliver a load in Zurich, come back, get another load for Winterthur. We'll come back to Zurich with whatever Winterthur is going to make eventually. We'll drag that back, drop it off, and then come back again. Then we'll come into Rüti and load whatever, and then it'll basically bring nothing back. Okay, so we'll try that. There is lots of single lines there. So then Winterthur, that'll get them their wood. It's not going to really get them their meat though. The meat's a problem. Let's see, what else does Rüti need? Rüti needs, they also need wood, which they're getting. They need grain though, and they're already getting sugar, so all they need is grain. You know what? I'm gonna bring in grain in the Rüti, and I'm gonna maybe put a warehouse here in the sugar. I'll bring the grain into the sugar. That's what I'll do. Put the warehouse here. I'll bring the grain in here. Then I'll run a line into Rüti, that'll bring in the grain, and then my line going to Winterthur is going to not only bring sugar, but it's also going to bring meat. All right, we'll see if this wild idea works here. So we have our train line from Baumgard bringing in our wheat to our little mini warehouse here. So we got our train on that. That's fine. So now we're going to need another train coming from Munsterman Station down the Rüti, and he's going to bring in our grain. And then if they need sugar, which they're already getting at the moment, he'll bring in that. So we'll put our train on that and see how that goes. And then we already had a train going to Winterthur, so we'll see if this idea works. And we have some more research available. We're going to go ahead and take this hydraulic crane, which will give us 5% more bonus for our mailbag. We did lay down a line from the cattle down the Rüti because we need to make sure Rüti's making tons of meat so we can ship it back and forth as soon as that's available. Oh, it is right now. What do you know? We'll go ahead and run that in. Now, they're not going to need the wool. That's no biggie. But we'll go ahead and put our train in. I guess we need another just under $300. All right, let's just take a quick look at things and see how we're progressing. So in Zurich, we're just under 100 on the meat. The pears are coming in. They're low, but they'll go up once that shipment comes in. If we go over to Winterthur, we've got growth. We're still waiting on the meat a little bit, and our sugar's a little low. Oh, look at that. We just got a bonus. And then if we come down to Rüti, we are making 100% on everything. So we got double digit growth, and then Zug has single digit growth and we're going to need sugar and vegetables to get into Zug. So I think with that money we just got, we should definitely lay in a line for our cloth factory. There we go. So we'll go ahead and put a line from this station we already had in Winterthur, and we'll start bringing in our wool to start our production.
Great! Our route supplies all towns in the canton and should be a good financial starting point to build up our little business.
Okay, so we're just waiting for our 60,000. We're just under 51 right now. Okay, Zurich put down a mountain cheese factory, and one of the things they need is herbs. So now we have a line coming from our little warehouse setup here, but it's mainly for herbs. So we're going to prioritize that and bring it in the Zurich. There we go. Oh, we don't need the electric train actually. Yeah, there we go. So because Winterthur went over 30,000, we added an immigration office. Then we put the station at our milk. We're going to bring in our milk and just piggyback at the very end, because as you can see, they're now demanding milk. Because they're at 30,000, they weren't getting it. So we want to bump, or well, it is still double growth, but we want to keep it there. And so then if we look quickly over the Zurich just to see what's going on, we're just under 57,000. The meat is stubbornly only staying at 90% for some reason. Cheese, we're making a little bit, maybe, no, we got milk. Oh, it's because, yeah, that'll get better. And then our cheese fondue, I have no idea how they would even get 40%, and they're definitely not getting clothing. The other thing was we have one little bit of research. So let's go ahead and lower our cost of recruiting, and then that way our personal costs will go down a little bit. Okay, so we have Zug growing. We're trying to keep double growth going everywhere. I don't know, maybe that's not a good plan, but that's what we're doing. So we have our sugar now coming in, piggybacking on this line, going in the Zug, and that should have everyone at double growth except Zurich, because unfortunately now they've grown, or fortunately they've grown, and there's several things they need more of, and so that's kind of holding up the party a little bit. I see grain is getting a little low now. That could be something we're gonna have to look into. There's grain up there, maybe we could bring that in. We put our Faber station in. We're gonna bring grain straight in because we're running low for some reason, so we'll go ahead and put a full train on that, and that should be a good thing. We did take out a bond in case you hadn't noticed, so that's where we got all this money all of a sudden. It was about $1 million.
The city and our company are supporting each other in perfect symbiosis. Consider this proof that railway electrification can help Switzerland achieve enormous economic growth. With our first electric line running smoothly and this canton thriving thanks to our efforts, I think we might be ready to move on to somewhere else. The Managing Board of Federal Railways is intrigued by the reliability and sheer power of our electricity-powered trains. However, they have doubts regarding their return on investment. For that reason, to demonstrate, they tasked us to establish an electrified rail line to Liechtenstein, but at our own expense. Well, if that is what it takes to convince them, to work!
They're the last thing, 60,000 citizens to Zurich. Let's just take a look. So Zurich's obviously over 60,000. We did get Zug up to 20,000. We have double growth. That's a good thing. Rüti's up to 21,000, double growth. Also a good thing. Got Winterthur's at 36,000. So really, they're gonna need pairs. I'll have to work on that next. And they're at double growth at the moment. We do own this cloth factory that is moving cloth into Zurich. I think that's working decently. Yeah, that's working good. So Zurich's going to slow a little bit of growth. Both of them have an immigration office. And so it looks a little messy, but I think it's going decently well. I'm not sure. It depends what we got to do next, whether I feel good about things or not. But if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you did different. If you think I didn't say the names of the cities right, tell me that too. And we'll see you in the next video.